So we are live again on the magisterial live stream for modernists. Don't think anybody's on yet because the notification just went out. Plus, I think you probably get hit with a commercial as soon as you open the link and get onto the stream. So I will not start talking until I see that somebody is come on. And of course, sitting and watching Twitch streams is what all the cool kids do on Friday nights. So congratulations on being one of the cool kids. New season started today. As you can see, there's a new loading screen here. And Phoenix is the new character right now. Blade is going to get added later. A month from now, at the mid-season. Null is the big villain. There's a new battle pass. The skins are basically, he is still healing up. All is going well. Yes, I like gangster flicks, but not as much as my wife, who watches Goodfellas almost every day.
Oh, hi.
Well, here we go, look. There is already a Jelly Trish cameo right here on my play screen. As you can see, they updated this play screen a little bit. You've got the logo in the background now of whatever character you put there. We've also got direct links to the... They don't have dailies anymore. Dogs are doing well. They've now got weeklies, challenges, and whole season quests. So yeah, it's basically symbiote costumes in here and Phoenix costumes. So like that's a Phoenix costume, even though it looks like a Michael Jackson costume. Phoenix costume, symbiote, Phoenix, symbiote. Cool thing about that Squirrel Girl costume is that her tail has teeth. No, you don't even know the best part of the symbiote Spider-Man costume. It's this emote right here. So and the theme is sort of Planet of the Symbiotes for the season. So these are that's the symbiote storm skin. You can earn that by doing stuff. Phoenix is the new character. And there is a new map, which, based on how many times I've seen it so far today, we will probably be seeing relatively frequently tonight. This is not the new map. Yes, they added a second map on Clintar, on the Planet of the Symbiotes, a conquest map.
Behold my cosmic might.
Phoenix is okay. Phoenix is basically a deep range DPS. She can get headshots. She plays a lot like Hela. She's got some mobility abilities. The only thing she's got that's super cool is her ultimate. Her ultimate is pretty sweet. I mean, I don't know what the administration is currently saying about Epstein. I know that, like, Bill Clinton and Donald Trump were both good friends of his for years.
In 30 seconds. Stay strong.
So, I mean, top-level politicians and extremely rich people are corrupt. If that's news to you, I mean...
You got to hook me up with one of those, bro. I could use a serious tune-up.
Perhaps I should focus my cosmic power on...
Yes, St. Cyril of Alexandria's commentary on Isaiah is underread and under-referenced and underutilized by people.
We need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
So with Gene, when you shoot people, they get those phoenix feathers over their heads. And then when they have 3 and you hit them again, those feathers explode and do extra damage. Yeah, it is a lot like the Needler from Halo. And then her secondary attack does these, like, explosions that stun people. And then she's got this traversal ability, where she teleports. And she can fly for brief periods. And once I finish running back, I will show you the ultimate.
You thought you could kill Jean Grey? Stop them! Please.
The one weird thing, comics lore-wise, is that, yes, Jean Grey and the Phoenix entity are separate entities, but they don't normally, like, just hang out side by side like this. Okay, here we go. So that's suitably dramatic. Anybody who doesn't get killed by it gets Phoenix feathers. Dark Sun, definitely. I'll return to that. Let me do the theological question first, and then I'll talk about why Dark Sun is great and shouldn't be controversial. So the question was asked whether Christ's primary purpose of the incarnation was to redeem us from the curse in the garden. The answer to that is no, because the fathers are pretty uniformly clear that even had humanity not fallen into sin, the incarnation would have still taken place, because in the incarnation, humanity made in the image of God is united to God himself in the person of Christ, thereby making possible our salvation. So that is Christ's primary purpose of the incarnation. Because humanity fell into sin, has become enslaved by sin, there is a secondary purpose in the incarnation that Christ also fulfills of redeeming us from that. With the original
Only 60 seconds left.
Salvation plan efficacious. Book on the Theotokos. There's a short little book called, I think, The Birth Giver of God in English, written by St. John Maximovich on the Theotokos. that is really good just for a basic, right, like, kind of overview. For somebody who doesn't know about it. So, Spelljammer, I mean, Spelljammer is kind of fun, but I was never that into it. On the other hand, Orthodox Veneration of the Mother God, there you go. That's the book. Dark Sun, on the other hand, huge fan, even though it's been much neglected since 2nd edition. Because it combines, like, D&D and, like, post-apocalyptic Mad Max settings, which is like peanut butter and chocolate. It's two great tastes that taste great together. And was truly creative, right? Like the cannibalistic hobbits, like the world having been destroyed by magic and magic corrupting the world. That was a whole cool dynamic. Super high level magic users becoming dragons. They're like psionic dragons. Finally incorporating the psionics rules in a real way into a setting. Now, on the other hand, now like Dark Sun is like super controversial and will never be reprinted because it has slavery in it. To which I'm like, yeah, medieval and fantasy stuff.
But smells like a fish.
Has that in, you know, human societies had that for most of human history. So I've never understood why Dungeons and Dragons settings need to now be woke like liberal societies. It kind of doesn't make sense in a medieval fantasy setting that they would be. So I saw somebody asked about St. John Chrysostom's comments. This is a much understood thing, his comments on the Theotokos vis-a-vis whether or not she sinned. So, sin is because we tend to think of sin as like, oh, there's a rule, you broke the rule, that's sin, right? It makes it hard for us to understand what the,
Only 60 seconds left.
what the fathers are talking about when they talk about this, right? Because, of course, sin for the fathers, as for St. Paul, is a malign force. It's a force that's at work in the world. It's a force that's at work in us, right? In our members, as St. Paul says. It's something that acts upon us, takes control of us, corrupts us, right? And so there are, of course, levels to that, right?
They hit a checkpoint. Might be a good time to stop them.
There's the level at which, you know, sinful images and thoughts and things in the world that are unclean and stuff enter through our senses into our minds, right? Like, and that's not the subject of your choice, right? That's not voluntary. You're walking down the street, something's on a billboard, right? You see it. You didn't, like, choose to see it, necessarily, right? In fact, if you had known what was on the billboard, you might not have looked at it because you didn't want to see that, right? But now you've seen it, right? That's sort of the lowest level. The next level is you take those images, you take those thoughts that enter into your mind unbidden, and you start to think about them and meditate on them and entertain them, right? And then you get to the level where you start to be tempted to take those thoughts and ideas and images and put them into some kind of action. And then finally, once you put them into action, you start to enter the region where those sins sort of get control of you and you no longer are free to not commit them, right? They've gotten into your head and they've taken control of you, right? So the position of the fathers pretty consistently, even in St. John Chrysostom, is that the Theotokos never got past that first level. Now the Theotokos was living in a sinful world, right? So there were, you know, you can't live in the sinful world and move about and interact with people and not, you know, see and hear
Down to 30 seconds.
other people say and do unclean things, right? The Bible talks about this a lot, right? Like, about how living among, well, it'll talk about Noah, or it'll talk about Lot and Sodom, being a relatively righteous person, right, in the case of Lot, but being a righteous person and living among the wicked is seen as sort of oppressive in the scripture, right? Because, like, you have those images and things you hear and all those things coming to your senses all the time, even though you're righteous and trying to remain righteous. So the Theotokos, as a righteous person living in a sinful world, had that. But she didn't entertain those thoughts. She certainly didn't put those thoughts into action. And we don't just say that about the Theotokos, by the way. We say that about St. John the Forerunner. We say that about Noah in the Old Testament. Say that about Enoch. So there are several figures who we say are sinless in the same sense as the Theotokos. So that's what that is about.
Another epic victory. Big win.
And I saw a question: wickedness or evil is the state you enter into once sin has taken hold of you and has corrupted you. So you get these new readouts at the end of a game. Give you all kind of information about your ongoing quests. Yes, I pronounce him like Enoch the Sleestack on Land of the Lost. Always have, always will. Even though, yes, Enoch is probably more correct. Hey, I got an achievement. Then I saw somebody say they got an ad for the Creation Museum. I find that funny in terms of just... there's worse things. There's worse things. But if you don't want to see Ken Ham or any other ads, this will be the one time I say it this stream. Don't have to give me any money. I'm not asking anybody to give me money. But if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription every month. You can free subscribe to my channel with your Amazon Prime subscription and thereby avoid all of that. Okay, well, we will see. We will see how the man of 1,000 heresies. We will see how he does. Without some of his Spider-Man team-up mojo. So he switched around some of the team-ups, and we may not have a Human Torch on the team.
Pick your hero.
There's a new Human Torch Spider-Man team-up.
Judging.
Behold my cosmic might.
So now apparently the man of 1,000 heresies is going to play our third healer.
I'm still the same old Jean Grey.
I would happily play against William Lane Craig because I'm pretty sure I could lick him. But no, I am playing with that is one of my parishioners who unfortunately has cataloged within himself 1,000 heresies. It is not the man of 1,000 heresies, it's the man of 1,000 heresies, the precise number.
3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
I swear, if this outfit gets ruined, there will be hell to pay.
You're welcome.
Thanks for take over to deny people.
Yes, the dogs are loose this time while I'm streaming, so they may make various guest appearances.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. Mission area is yours. Everybody needs a hand. Turn around.
I was Scarlet Witched. I don't know if there were any questions there that I missed while I was answering those others, but feel free to repost if that be the case.
Can't catch me.
Those guys are about to shoot.
Cisco is definitely the second best captain. He is definitely the second best captain. There is no captain superior to Cisco except Kirk.
Okay, hold your horses. I'll deploy another beat. That fucking hurt.
I'm too vulnerable.
If you've never seen, so there was a documentary that Shatner made back in the day, calling
Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
called The Captains, where Shatner interviewed all the other actors who had played as Starship Captain. His interview with Avery Brooks is amazing, because Avery Brooks just decides to like sit and play the piano the whole time.
Look up behind you.
I think they are his kids again. I think they are again.
Reborn again.
Almost got it.
Good times.
They were, then they weren't, and now I think they are again. Part of the
Patch here. Hey up.
thing where the comics made Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver not Magneto's kids anymore.
You're welcome.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner. Control C's.
Was about movie rights. So we were in this weird spot where
Spotted bad guys. There they are.
both Fox and Marvel Disney had rights to use Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, which is why you had a Quicksilver in X-Men and you had a Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in the Avengers movies. But
Keep capturing the mission area.
during that whole period, all the characters that Fox had the rights to, Marvel kind of buried in the comics. Like they canceled the Fantastic Four comic entirely because they didn't have the movie rights, and they wanted to separate
Everybody needs a hand. Can't catch me.
Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch from Magneto because they didn't have the rights to Magneto, right, for movies. But then, of course, Disney bought Fox. They got all those rights back, and so they switched a lot of that stuff back in the comics. They changed a lot of the mutant characters in Marvel Comics to be Inhuman characters during that time too, since they didn't own the X-Men rights, but they did own the rights to the Inhumans. So yes, that is what went on with Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch.
Enjoy the amplifier.
I don't know of anything aimed directly at Buddhism or Sikhism. There's that book, Christ the Eternal Tao. That's dealing, of course, more with Taoism, but it is dealing with Eastern religion at least. So There might be some things in there that are helpful. Yes, the movie rights affected the comic books. Because Disney Marvel were making a lot more money off of the Avengers movies. A lot more cash than they were making off of selling print comics.
This is what the professor trained me for since I was just a child.
Seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Gene just came out today. I don't have any cool sprays.
Bet you've heard that before too, Emma.
Men have said as much. I prove them wrong consistently, just as any diva would.
Well,
so, yeah.
Let me see.
Technically, hierarchs aren't excommunicating each other.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So,
all you need to do is capture the mission area.
what you need to understand, I don't know which question that was, but let me know. If you have Prime, you can make that stop.
Watch out there. That's gotta burn.
Yeah, so what's going on with bishops, they're not excommunicating each other. And what they do has no effect on the laity of their respective churches. Right? So, you know, Russia and Greece are fighting, you've probably heard. Right? They've broken communion. But a Greek Orthodox Christian can go to a Russian Orthodox church in the United States and receive communion. And vice versa. So that's why I say it's not really that they're excommunicating each other. When you are a patriarch, right, and literally kind of only when you're a patriarch, when you serve the hierarchical liturgy and you do commemorations,
I was just starting to tolerate you.
you have a thing called the diptychs. And in those diptychs, if you are a patriarch, you name all of the other patriarchs and you pray for them when you serve the liturgy. Right?
Thanks for the boost.
So when you hear that, oh, this patriarch and that patriarch are out of communion or whatever, right? What that actually means is that the one patriarch is not commemorating the other, or they're not commemorating each other in the diptychs. They're essentially not praying for each other in the liturgy. They're skipping that person when they go through the names of all the patriarchs. That is entirely what that means. And that has been through the whole history, DYPTICHS, diptychs. Not to be confused with dipsticks. But that's purely this sort of ceremonial and symbolic action, but it's been used throughout church history. Well, that priest is wrong. There may be something else going on with a particular Greek church, but but throughout the history of the church, removing someone from the diptychs has been a symbolic way for one patriarch to sort of express displeasure with another and say, hey, there's some issue between us that needs to be corrected. Right? So, you know, recently, Antioch and Jerusalem were out of communion for years. Years. And most people didn't even realize it in the United States. Because there aren't any Jerusalem Patriarchate churches here. Right? So, but people who are part of the Antiochian Patriarchate could still, like, go to the Holy Land.
Keep fighting until we have a winner.
Well, what was the circumstance where these friends were wanting to... I mean, we may just have some overzealous Rokor priests in this country, too. But why were these people wanting to go to a Greek church? Like, what was the circumstance under which they said that? Like... Yeah, so I mean, objectively it's fine. We may have some overzealous Rokor priests, or there may be particular circumstances involving particular Greek churches or something going on here that I don't know about, that add other context to that. Right, well, clergy concelebrating is a different thing. If you're not on the diptychs, your clergy aren't supposed to concelebrate. Meaning serve the services together. Yeah, no, that's why he doesn't go. But she could go. A layperson does not belong, right? You belong to a particular parish, and you know, etc. But like, your ethnicity does not determine what churches you can go to, right? Like, if you like, I'm an Antiochian priest. I go to an Antiochian church, but I'm Dutch, right? I don't have to try and find a Dutch Orthodox church, like. And if one of my parishioners who's like Syrian, say, moves to a city where the only church is a Rokor church or the only church is a Greek church, they will become a member of that parish by attending that parish. And then that doesn't make them Greek or Russian or whatever, that just makes them a member of that parish. So what was the question I missed? I didn't see it if it got reposted. Somebody asked a question and then got hit with an ad, they said.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
I have no idea what writings you would find that say that all of that the Septuagint is all of the Greek scriptures. I don't know of anyone before the medieval period, who refers to the entire Greek Christian Old Testament as the Septuagint. All the church fathers, when they refer to the work of the 70, are referring to the translation of the Torah. So,
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
So Anonymous Christians is a Vatican II thing. I know I missed something in there. There are a bunch of things that just flashed by, so if I don't answer it. The Anonymous Christian thing is a Vatican II thing. It comes from Karl Rahner, who's a Roman Catholic theologian, modern Roman Catholic theologian. And it's the idea that there are people out there practicing other religions, or even atheists, who are actually Christians, they just don't realize it. And that's come up recently in this whole, do Muslims and Christians worship the same God thing. Because Roman Catholics who hold to that line of thought from Vatican II will say that, like, Muslims, so those Muslims can worship the Christian God and not realize they're doing it. So that's the whole anonymous Christian thing, and it's kind of weird nonsense, but I mean, it just seems weird to me to tell somebody who says they're not a Christian that they're a Christian. The scroll on the cover of Apocrypha is just a public domain graphic that they found to use for the cover.
The phoenix burns once more.
I don't know. They might commune you if you wear a Guy Fawkes mask. A lot of Roman Catholic churches will just commune anyone who comes forward to receive communion.
Let me guess, your Namor's friends?
I mean, if you're going to use the original RSV, you might as well use the ESV, because it's the same text with a few revisions. And the Old Testament revisions bring the ESV closer to the Greek, actually. So yeah, I would just use the ESV for just regular standard daily English Bible reading, which is the RSV, like I said.
Better stop that vehicle.
The phoenix burns once more.
St. Paul refers to Israel and Israelites, and he refers to Jews or Judeans, right? It's two different words. And Judea, of course, is the name of the Roman province, but is derived from Judah. Right? And so Judah was a couple of the tribes. Israel, the northern kingdom, were the rest of the tribes when they split. And so the promises that St. Paul is referencing, for example, in Romans, are that all Israel will be saved. The prophets said that not just the southern kingdom, but the northern kingdom would also be restored, right? So when St. Paul talks about Israel, he's referring to the restoration of the whole thing, all 12 tribes. When he talks about Judeans or the Jews or Judaism, those are all versions of the same, translations of the same Greek word, he's talking about people who live in Judea or people who practice the religion and way of life of the Judeans, which would be Judahites, the people of Judah.
Hey, Dee, enjoy the amplifier.
So, for St. Paul, Jew is a subset of Israel, is the TLDR. The northern kingdom is restored by the Gentiles coming in. I don't think any... I don't know, I think if an Orthodox clergyman kissed the Quran, he wouldn't be a clergyman for much longer. I know certain other bishops of certain other Italian cities have done this, but
Maximum pulse!
but yeah, that's not a thing we would do.
I'll patch you up.
Torah scroll maybe, because a Torah scroll is scripture for us too, but not according to most Jews. And since I'm not Roman Catholic and don't buy that anonymous Christian thing, to me it matters what they say they're doing. If they say, no, we're worshiping a different God than you, I take them at their word.
Don't give them
So the early reaction we have to Thomas Aquinas from the Byzantine world is basically sort of, if only he hadn't been born in the West, so he would have been saddled with the Filioque and this other stuff, right? Then this would all be great.
Someone scratch my back.
Assemble! You are nothing!
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
So, yeah, so I mean, I think there's value in Thomas Aquinas, but Thomas Aquinas is saddled and required to defend. Thomas is required to defend, of course, right, all of those Latin, what we would see as changes and innovations. So that's the problem there. In terms of the promises to Abraham in Genesis 12, like, read Joshua 23. It says very clearly, we talked about this in our episodes on Zionism and dispensationalism on Lord of Spirits. We said, pointed out that it says twice, very clearly and unambiguously there, that all of the promises regarding land given to Abraham were fulfilled at the time of Joshua's conquest. So, I show them those verses, and they don't have a good answer for it. Yeah. So going back to David trash talking, I take it that Nathan Jacobs' podcast went online.
If we stay focused,
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
One of my favorites is when he says to a guy and his family who are coming out to fight him and his mercenary buddies, I will not leave one of you dogs alive to lift your leg against this wall.
Yes, the Enigma Force.
So that's a pretty good trash talk from David.
The battle starts in 5.
But there are a lot of instances. He trash talks Goliath, he trash talks, like,
All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got
he
it?
is Rock the Dwayne Johnson levels of trash talker. Albeit in the early Iron Age. I have never personally served the liturgy of St. James. I know I'm pretty sure Father Andrew did it a couple of times, but I've never done it. To me, I'm not saying that other people shouldn't do it or whatever. I'm just talking about for me. For me, it would feel like play acting. It'd feel like liturgical archaeology, because I don't have any connection with that service. I haven't worshipped in that service. I haven't served it before, and so me trying to serve it would just be, I'd be obsessed with all the technical stuff, trying to get all of that right, and it just, I don't know, it wouldn't be, doesn't work for me. So that's why I haven't done it or wouldn't do it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Again, that's just me. I also don't, like, liturgize in languages I don't know. Right? And by that I mean, yeah, I know how to do, a couple of petitions or Lord have mercy or whatever in a whole pile of different languages. But when I'm doing a liturgical service, I'm trying to focus on praying, right? And so if it's not a language I actually speak, if it's just something I've learned a couple phrases in, then I feel like I'm performing, not praying. And that changes the relationship between me and the people, changes the whole flavor of what we're doing in liturgy, if it feels like a performance. for the people instead of leading them in worship.
This place is worth a good look.
Control lost.
Well, no, I do sometimes say things in Greek, but I know liturgical Greek, right? That's a language I know, right? And so I know it well enough that I can pray in it. But, like, I know how to do a few phrases in Arabic, and I don't use them. Like, because I don't actually speak Arabic. For example, I know a few things in Slavonic too, but I don't speak any Slavic languages, so.
Anyone willing to help?
You are nothing! Us against the world!
Deploy another beacon.
Yeah.
Much better.
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
Cosmic flame.
If you're traveling a well-received community, the etiquette is just to contact the priest beforehand and let him know who you are, when you're going to be there, and what church you're a member of. He'll take care of that.
They've almost got it. Control seized.
Cosmic flame!
The area's almost yours.
Invisible? You thought you could kill Jean Grey? Please.
Beep, beep. No, you could, if you're just inquirer and you're just visiting, you could just show up. That's fine. But because the priest can't give the Eucharist to someone who's not Orthodox, they need to know before you. It's good before you go and approach them in the communion line if they know who you are. So I'm gonna need whoever asked that to repost it. I saw something about a full-time priest and catechumens, but
You've certainly come a long way since the Enclave created you, Adam.
it disappeared before I could fully process it. If somebody can
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Leave it to T'Challa to rise above his fellow man. Literally.
So, when you say without a full-time priest, do you mean like you have a priest but he works a job? Or do you mean like you have a priest from out of town who shows up once a month? Those are kind of two different things, right? If you have a priest who has a job, right, and he's not full-time in that sense, right? And often those priests really are full-time, right? But then, of course, they should be your spiritual father. If you're in a situation where you just have somebody visiting once a month, if it's the same person every month, they should be the first person you talk to. If you're a catechumen in that kind of situation, sometimes, and this will vary, but I know there are some dioceses in some areas where they do, because they have parishes like that, they'll do some of the catechesis instruction on Zoom or whatever with a priest nearby, right, or a priest from another area.
The mission area is yours.
And so if you're in that kind of situation, I would even go ahead and talk to that priest and see what they say. Kind of felt like Plato defy. That's what I got. So I'm assuming that's Plato defined. How would I define knowledge of the Theotokos? Plato did something. So I need the second half of that. So I can see what the question is.
I am fire and light incarnate.
Control lost.
Oh.
I have found souls.
Well, yeah, so there's... We talked about this in an old episode of Lord of Spirits. There's different types of knowledge. There's different ways of knowing. And those different ways of knowing are different because they're related to their proper objects. One of the problems our modern culture has is that we've kind of got this one way of knowing, right? Like science and mathematics, right? And anything that you can't know by that means, you know, they'll say, well, that's not even true. That's not even real knowledge, right? But people can go the other way too and say that science, like, act like math doesn't work or science isn't knowledge. Well, of course it is, right? I'm sitting here broadcasting to you via Twitch, playing on a PlayStation 5, right? Like, technology works. It's based on scientific principles that science has worked out. So if you're trying to get knowledge of the material creation and how it functions, then science is a good way of knowing to do that. If you're trying to figure out how to live a virtuous life, science and math won't help you. If you're trying to develop the knowledge of God, the science and math won't help you, right? So there are different ways of knowing. The way of knowing that ultimately Plato gets to, although in the text we have from Plato, including the Theotokos, he doesn't completely define it, is a version of the nous, right? It is an apprehension. For him, it's an apprehension of the eternal. For him, it's connected to his view of, frankly, reincarnation. But he, Aristotle, right, everywhere in the ancient world, had an understanding of the nous. Had an understanding of the mind having the capacity to apprehend eternal or spiritual realities, and that was the way that you knew those things. But that's not how you know math, and that's not how you know science. That's another thing. That's not how you know how to do woodworking. That's not how you know how to work as a blacksmith, right? That's another way of knowing, techne. Right. So the five are techne, which is know-how, doing things, making things. Phronesis, which is
I am Groot.
Which is moral reasoning. Wisdom, which is moving from the particular to the general. From particular principles to general principles. Yeah, unfortunately, the highest IQ man is a scam. Don't get too hung up on that. So, sorry, now I lost my train of thought. Phronesis, wisdom, Sophia, techne, episteme, which is scientific knowledge, and the nous.
Maybe mutant squirrels that fly and shoot lasers from their eyes?
That would be absolutely terrifying.
So most arguments you get into with atheists are just them making a bunch of category mistakes.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3,
Because they fundamentally think science can learn and understand everything.
help get that vehicle to its destination.
And I did see the question about the new translation. I only saw the first half of the person's comment about the family member who committed suicide. I ended it praying for them, assuming every time, every something. Ultimately, that's what we can do. Is just pray and ask for Christ to have mercy on her soul when the judgment comes. That's what we all need. Okay, see, I need you to post the second half if you want me to comment any more than I already have, because it keeps getting cut off right in the middle. So, oh, okay, there we go. I mean, from my Orthodox perspective, it's fine to ask for her intercessions. I don't know if Roman Catholic. I don't know what Roman Catholicism has to say about that issue currently. But from my perspective as an Orthodox priest, yes, that is something you should do. Somebody asked about, you've got multiple nearby churches. How do you decide without just making it purely personal choice? I mean, I would visit both of them, right? And choose the one and join the one where you encounter Christ in the worship, right? I mean, in general, I always say the closest one, but right, if they're equally close, if they're equidistant.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
They're coming from all sides.
Aha, she has gone from playing to moderating.
We won't forget that.
That's it! Don't let anything stand in your way. Us against the world!
I'll patch you up. Someone's judge, jury, executioner!
Ooh, a touch of healing.
I am Groot!
You know, I never made it out to the Hermitage when I was in West Virginia, but I did get to know a number of the monks. And I served with the monks at other churches in West Virginia, because we did a lot of pan-Orthodox things, where we'd all gather. but I never actually made it out to the... Part of that is because the majority of the time I was there assisting the dean of the cathedral, and his spiritual father was one of the monks. And so when he would go to the monastery, I would be holding down the fort back in Charleston. So, no, I never actually made it to the hermitage, but I did get to meet the abbot and a number of the monks on many occasions. And I served with them at liturgy in other settings, other than the monastery itself. By the way, guys, I am Groot. I don't know if you heard that when I said it a couple of times there. Actually, they really need to do a different voice line. Since it's Symbiote Groot, it should be We Are Groot, technically. Well, the chat has gotten quiet. That could mean only two things. Either one, everybody's watching a commercial. Or two, the streaming software has gone funky.
Supernova!
Grooting it up over here. I'm not very good at Groot tanking, frankly, but... Oh, that new translation? I'll have an opinion when I see it. That's actually the latest version of a project that's been going on for like 20 years. And hasn't actually come out, so. Right? Like, I am not doubting that it could someday come out, but it's been long enough that I'm not gonna make any plans until I can hold it in my hand. Neither Lockjaw nor Medusa are yet in this game. They may join this game at some point. More like meh. on DBH's New Testament. It's not worthless. I did a review. The review is still up. You could find it online. Yale sent me a review copy, so I reviewed it. It's not like worthless. It's not garbage, and I have to say my review was of the original publication, and I will give DBH credit for this. He added a lot of footnotes, and a lot of things got changed in subsequent editions, based on comments like mine and other people's. So that's fair, right? Like, I'll give him credit for that. No, none of his arguments for universalism are compelling. In fact, they're really bad. The three arguments in... Yale also sent me a copy of That All May Be Saved. I never wrote a review because I had nothing constructive or positive to say about it. Like, the three arguments in there are just... They're bad Calvinist arguments, is what they are. Like, if you've read Barth, you know. We talked about that in the episode of Lord of Spirits on universalism. And I went a little hard on DBH. A lot of his fans were crying. Oh, why are you so mean? Like, because, you know, DBH is always super polite to everybody. All the time. Especially people he disagrees with. Never a harsh word from old DBH. So in terms of Saint Sophrony, I didn't know him. I never had any personal experience with him. He's the spiritual father of Dr. Christopher Benjamin, who is one of my professors at St. Tikhon's. So I learned some things about him from there, but I don't have anything direct to share that isn't shared other places and sort of well known. Whatever that last question was, I didn't see it. Well, I could totally see DBH being the Orthodox person that an Anglican would be familiar with. Like, that checks out to me.
30 seconds before you
pretty
attack.
Well.
Get ready.
I will bring peace. No need to get your fancy claws dirty, Your Highness. I got this.
There are few hunters who can match my ferocity, Logan.
Big talk? You think you can back it up?
I would bet my empire on it.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area.
The problem with having a what does it mean to be Christian discussion with Protestants is that with Protestants it's very freighted. Because for most, we'll say evangelicals, for most American evangelicals, the terms Christian, member of the church, and saved, and going to heaven when they die and not hell are synonyms, right?
The cosmos heals you.
So if you say to someone that someone isn't a Christian, that means you're saying they're going to hell. If you say someone isn't a member of the church, you're saying they're going to hell. Yeah, Book of Eli is a good dystopian sci-fi thing for a 12-year-old. I agree with that recommendation. They think those are all the same thing, right? And so I don't try and have that conversation in the abstract. Meaning, before we have that conversation, I want to know, why are you asking? Right? Are you looking for me to sort of validate that you're saved? That you want me to tell you that you're going to heaven? And that you're saved? I can't do that. I don't know. Right? Like... I don't know their heart, right? Like, are they wanting me to, you know, give them some parameters, right? It's just a weird question to even get into, right? Like, if this person and I believe radically different things theologically, they may want me to say, oh, but you're a Christian too, because that to them will mean, oh, it's fine that you believe what you believe. Right? Like, oh, it's okay to just believe what you believe. You know, you don't have to join the Orthodox Church. There's no reason to do that. Or, you don't have to change any of your theology on any of this stuff. There's no reason to do that. I'm not going to say that to a person, because I don't think that's true. Right? Like, if we radically disagree, right, I'm not going to say, but, what you believe and what I believe are just co-equal. Nobody knows. It doesn't matter. Right? So, yeah, before I get involved in the what does it mean to be a Christian discussion, I want to know why the person I'm talking to about it, what they're looking for, what they're wanting me to say, what they're looking for me to say. And then we could probably cut past it by saying, like, no, I don't think a lot of our disagreements are just nothing. I think some of our disagreements are important, and then we can talk about that. So I saw half of that. I saw about St. Paul not having baptized a lot of people in Corinth.
The cosmos heals you.
Too bad, Emma.
I don't think Gavin Ortland is going to enter my chat anytime soon. I think he pretty much wants nothing to do with me after our discussion online.
There's still so much to do.
I say nay to Origin's commentaries. You can get most of the content of Origin's commentaries filtered through other people. Like the Cappadocians, St. Jerome, without all the Originism.
Glory is almost yours.
Yeah, exactly. There was talk at various points of follow-ups on that, and he is not interested in following up on any of that. So... So I don't know Wesley Huff, and I haven't had a one-on-one discussion with him. Right? I haven't read any papers or scholarly articles written by him, right? So I'm not able to like critique his scholarly work, but based on what he presents in public on these channels, he is just like generic conservative evangelical Bible scholar from 10 years ago. Maybe 20.
I am no golden god.
Slightly out of date. He's probably saying stuff from when he did his PhD. I don't know. But it's just conservative evangelical stuff, and a lot of it is sort of unexamined stuff that if you start pushing on. Now, sometimes there are people who, within their scholarly work, get into the weeds on all kinds of stuff, but when they're just talking to somebody like Joe Rogan who doesn't know anything about the Bible, they just try to keep it simple, and so you get a lot of broad generalizations, and you get a lot of just tropes, but like... you take your audience into account. He may be doing that, right? I don't know, but
all you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Yeah, and being a scholar doesn't make you an expert on everything, right? You're an expert in one particular slice of your field, and you kind of have general knowledge about the rest of your field, right? And I don't even know, frankly, what his specialization is. But yes, from Rogan, I know for a fact he's not a specialist in the Dead Sea Scrolls. That's for sure. right? But
So many misguided souls require some aid.
see, I don't know what his field is, but I know what it isn't.
I have risen.
I have said if I was ever invited on Joe Rogan, I would go, but that's mainly because he pays people a lot of money.
We are undefeatable!
Healing power.
How refreshing.
Your souls united.
So possible. I mean, obviously it's possible. There are Christians who are landlords out there, right? There are, however, a whole bunch of biblical problems with landlording. Chief among them that you can't evict anyone.
Has passed the halfway point.
This was the doctoral natural selection. Destiny awaits.
I am Phoenix!
Ultra Ring Supreme.
The cosmos heals you. I am born anew. Healing power. All right, your souls united. My cosmic might returns.
Yeah, so there's a tradition in Egypt, in the Coptic Church. That Pontius Pilate converted to Christianity.
Stop us from trying to achieve it.
No one else has that tradition. And historically, that seems dubious. His wife is a saint.
Get ready.
There's a much stronger tradition all over the place about his wife becoming a
So
Christian.
strange to be back. After all I've seen out there.
But not him. He was recalled to Rome and executed for failing to keep the peace as the Roman governor.
Gala attendee.
Let's just say I've been keeping him warm.
Bigfoot. Bigfoot is definitely the character who needs to appear on Joe Rogan the
2,
most.
1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
I've stepped on something dreadful. And this time I don't mean our foes.
A foe has revealed itself.
Target located. I require some aid. The cosmos heals you. My cosmic might returns.
You are nothing!
No, articulate Bigfoot. Articulate Bigfoot. We gotta settle this whole is he really Cain thing once and for all for the Mormons.
This is real firepower!
Or Bigfoot from Harry and the Hendersons. That Bigfoot. The Jack Link's Bigfoot. There's lots of great Bigfoots who would be great on Rogan.
Born again!
Control lost.
So are aliens demons? I mean, the short answer is kind of yes, but the more detailed answer is that when you look at particularly alien abduction narratives and compare them to stories of demonic attacks from the Middle Ages, you find pretty quickly that they're almost identical. Right, so that there's the same kind of phenomenon going on.
There's still so much to do.
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
Turning up the heat.
Well, if the Mormons are right and Bigfoot is Cain, then we wouldn't have to catechize Bigfoot because he'd know, right? So it kind of depends on if Bigfoot is human or if he is a great ape. You can't catechize an ape even if you teach it sign language.
Armed and dangerous!
Thanks for the
Cosmic
boost.
might returns.
Well, the question is he human in the sense of is he from genus Homo, right? Like I'm saying, he could be like a Neanderthal, right? Like a Neanderthal is a human. Homo neanderthalensis, right?
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
I'm not going to pay for AEW All In. That said, I will probably end up seeing chunks of it through Waze. Okay. So, this next game is going to be the last game. Which means chat picks the character. First character I see in chat. I would play Batman if he was available. I would play Bigfoot if he was available. I would play Shia LaBeouf, actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf, if he was available. I guess that does make Shia LaBeouf a werewolf. I don't know if I'd play Joe Rogan. He was like the third best cast member on news radio. Like if I ever went on Joe Rogan, that would be all I would want to talk about would be news radio. Yes, Shia LaBeouf is an actual cannibal. Look it up. Okay, I will try to get Phoenix. If Phoenix gets insta-locked and I can't get her, then I will force Man of 1000 Heresies to relinquish Spider-Man to me. It will be one of those two characters.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
Wow. That's what I meant by insta-lock. Okay, where's Spidey? Here we go.
Neighborhood Spider-Man. Only my neighborhood is now like multiple realities.
I've got my Future Foundation skin ready to go right here. So I will look cool while I'm stinking up the joint.
It's up to us to help the people who can't help themselves.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
Doc, I have a question. Squirrel Girl can talk to squirrels. Ant-Man can control ants. How come I can't control spiders? I mean, maybe? I bet there are a million spiders in Doomstock. I can command them all. That's terrible.
The battle starts in 5, 4,
Spider
3,
Fist is ready
2,
to punch.
1.
Watch out there! Crack the whip! I don't know the actual mileage, but it feels like a long way from Queens. Round and pound!
The best part about Spider-Man is how dramatically he dies. He's like, oh!
I'm not a vengeful person, but today I'll make an exception.
Oh, you're not a fan of the Bible onion paper? Oh no, I am entirely undisciplined about everything in my life. Like, it is pretty miraculous that I get anything done, let alone the crazy amount of stuff I get done.
Spider Fist is ready.
Enemy in front of us.
I have not heard of this Angel Show Testament.
Now I've got something to prove.
Yeah, the only gospel show set in an alternate reality that I know of right now is the Netflix Narnia show that Greta Gerwig is making, with a female voice for Aslan. Dude, Spider-Man would be way more mad about the way I'm playing his character and embarrassing him. Greta Gerwig has done some good movies. But when you tell me she's got Helen Mirren as the voice of Aslan, I'm like,
Round and pound.
I have tagged them.
Stop them in their tracks.
Round and pound.
Turning up the heat. I'm sorry it came to this anyway.
Spider slip.
I think the Barbie movie was good. I know people have all these issues with it.
Now I've got something to prove.
I thought it was a fine, entertaining film.
I am Phoenix.
Lady Bird was also actually a very good movie. I mean, it's very indie-rific. You have to sort of like that. It's an indie film of a certain type, Lady Bird is, but it's a very good indie film of that type. Some people just aren't into that kind of movie, but
There's still a chance to stop them.
I don't think I like you, Doc.
I'm...
Now I've got
They
something
hit
to
a
prove.
checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
so I am not a big Magic the Gathering guy. Just because at the time it first came out, I couldn't do the money investment. My nephew is way more into Magic the Gathering. But I do have a favorite set because there's only one set I own. I have all 4 Commander decks for the Doctor Who set. So, by virtue of it being the one that I bought, I was promptly told by my nephew that the Doctor Who set is way too complicated for him to teach an old man like me how to play. So,
I'm...
yes, I also got my wife the Fallout set, and she prefers that one. She is a big Fallout fan.
with the amazing Spider-Man!
Take that, Bruce Banner. Eat my ult.
I'm not a vengeful person, but today I'll make an exception.
That I've ever played? Okay, well, so... You guys probably don't know about the Baldur's Pass modules. Yes, Trisha plays Fallout a lot. Especially New Vegas and 4. I'll let her talk about it more in chat. Now I lost what I was talking about just before that. Man, what was it? Oh, yeah. So Baldur's Pass. So back in first edition, there was no maximum character level in first edition. And so they did this series of high-level adventures called Baldur's Pass. There were like 4 of... Or Bloodstone Pass, not Baldur's Pass. Bloodstone Pass. Bloodstone Pass. And there were 4 of them. And one of the things they did is because in first edition, as you leveled up, right, you got hirelings. So you had all these other people working for you. You got hirelings. You built a stronghold. You built yourself a castle. So you had like serfs. You had like all of these followers, right? You set up your own little like grand duchy or whatever, right? When you got to high level in first edition. And so they came up with these mass combat rules. So you could have your armies fight, and they came up with these 4 modules to take advantage of that. These mass combat rules to take advantage of that, and put them into these Bloodstone Pass modules. So technically, because of the level of the Baldur's Pass modules, the highest level D&D character I ever played was level 100. And it culminates with your player characters fighting a pit fiend on top of a 100-story tower, the Bloodstone Tower. That's sort of the denouement. And I was playing this in high school, back in the day, so late 80s. So us playing it and being boys of that age, the denouement for us in all of this was that we suplexed the pit fiend off the top of the tower.
Let's cook some more.
Only 60 seconds left.
Ooh, fire. I am literally dragging our whole team down
Now
right
I've got
now.
something to prove.
It's now or never.
Because I try to play Spider-Man.
Stop that vehicle. 30 seconds.
Coming in hot. Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
You are nothing!
Gonna get sticky.
Yes. Chat picking Spider-Man is totally an intentional troll move because I can't play him.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
I'm bright like a star.
Another epic victory. Big win.
Hey, I gained some rep with Spider-Man. Or some proficiency. Right, so that was the last game. Thank you, everyone. I may stream again on Sunday evening. We'll see, depending on how wiped out I am post-liturgy. Let's participate in the Love Fest. Give everybody some thumbs up for carrying me to that win.